the younger generation nowadays are more and more introverts. Yeah, they see sales as I don't know how to put it this way. They actually look down upon salespeople.
If you don't do what you say, right, you don't keep to your promises, who wants to work together with you?
So which is why those who is going to succeed today are those who really have the skills today. There's no more stupid money to make.
Hi everybody, welcome back to another episode of Yes Academy Podcast. And with me here, I have a handsome gentleman, my podcast partner, that will be Leo.
Hey guys, and Mr. Phang here right now. And today we're going to touch the Quadrant again. Ansoff Matrix.
We are going to touch on Quadrant 3. Now we touch on Quadrant 1 and then we continue with Quadrant 2. We also spoke in terms of the different strategies that we have for Quadrant 1 and Quadrant 2.
Yes.
And right now we are going to talk about Quadrant 3. Yeah, Quadrant 3. Right, if you still remember, what is Quadrant 3?
Quadrant 3 is new product, existing market.
Yes.
So Quadrant 3 will be the opposite, which is existing product, new market.
Exactly, yes, right. Existing product to new market. And there's only one word to describe the strategy in this
model
quadrant. And the word is, for network marketer, this is only for network marketer, and the word is called recruitment. Which I believe that y'all do a lot.
Yes.
Y'all do a lot. And in fact, y'all must do, because if you want to expand the market, then you need to do recruitment. Recruitment in terms of expanding the target market, expanding the number of distributors or business partners that you have. And this is where this quadrant comes in. And this quadrant, to me personally, is that it's a must-do for any network marketing companies.
Yes, you're right. Because I think even not just for the distributor themselves, the company also must do to continuously expand.
Yes, because if the way and the fastest way to expand is to get in more new network marketers.
Yes.
And this is where we need to understand and we need to target the new market. So the word here, the strategy here is called recruitment. And when we talk about recruitment, what are the things we need to do in order to be able to recruit the right people into the business? You do not recruit every Tom, Dick and Harry into the business. You recruit the right group of people into the business. So let's start off first. First things first is that when you want to do recruitment, the first thing is that you need to identify who are the people you want to recruit. The target market. Okay. Now, in terms of your target market, your business, now what will be the suitable target market for you? When you talk about target market, we actually divide into two categories. One category is in terms of the primary target market, which means that this is the priority. And after we have targeted the primary target market, then we will move to the secondary target market. So, in terms of your business as a network marketing company, what will be your primary target market?
I'll say that our consumers are our primary market when it comes to becoming a distributor. Yeah, because at the end of the day, if you don't believe in the product itself, it's very hard for you to actually, you have to really at least share some values with the company. Okay, and loving the product is the first thing. Or sometimes I would say that the market is usually the people who are already in the industry. Okay, they are fed up with the current, their previous company, for whatever reasons, they are seeing some stagnant. And because this is not like insurance, network marketing is more free. Okay, so that means there's nothing binding you to the company, so they can easily switch from company A to company. It's the good thing and also the bad thing. It means the cost of retention is very, very high as well.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. In fact, when you look at the whole industry, for example, the network marketing industry, to me personally, insurance, especially life insurance, is also one part of the network marketing company, because in insurance, if you have reached a certain level, you can also start recruiting agents under you, right? So that they will also contribute to your overall business. So basically, it is the same. But the only difference about life insurance and network marketing company is that in life insurance, they need to achieve a certain level of performance in terms of the target. Every year, they have to reach that target, whether they are normal agents or they are the leaders. They need to have a certain level of achievement. But in terms of network marketing, I don't think you have set a certain level of achievements. I mean, not really set in really strictly about that, isn't it?
No, you can't really do that.
Right,
Yeah.
correct. So that is the only difference between life insurance and network marketing in terms of the target. But when you look at the structure, it's basically the same.
Yes. Yeah. In fact, the way we recruit is also same, but just that the products that we sell are slightly different.
Right.
Yeah.
They are more for protection. Yours is more for the health.
Yeah.
Yes, the health part. Right. So that is why the first thing is that we need to identify the target market. Now, different companies, they will target differently. Like for example, if you will target the existing people who are in the business. That's your primary.
Yes.
But for some companies, what they will do is that they will rather target the newer people. What it means by is that means people who they are aware of the industry, but they are not in the industry. Okay, they are not in the industry. Of course, these are fresh people.
Yes.
Fresh, yeah. And of course, you need to give them training. You need to really spend a lot of time with them because these people they have no experience. So that can also be a primary target market because for some companies, you identify your own target market.
That's true. Yeah. And to be fair, the best market is actually the fresh market. The reason why is because that, we always give them some terms to those people who hope companies around. We call them the MLM prostitutes. They always want to be pioneer in some new companies and always think that being the pioneer can make money. In many ways, it is true, but then again, when they hope into many companies, they exhaust their social capital, and that will come detrimental to their social circle. And not everyone will follow them to, but I always give them the rule of thumb. Okay, whatever that you achieve in company A, most likely you only can achieve 50% in the next company. Very unlikely you can replicate the success there.
Very true.
Which is the reason why network marketing is, I would say, a close collaboration between the company and the social distributor. Okay, the reason why is that it takes a good company to succeed, and also it takes a good, I'd say, a right person to succeed as well. So they are mutually, they need to how do I put it this way? They need each other.
See, my concern about recruiting the existing business, those who are really into the business now with another company, my biggest concern is this. If they can follow you to your company, they can follow other people to another company. So that's my biggest concern. That's number one. Number two is that the question of how much they can actually replicate their success in the previous company to this company. Now, let me give you an example. See, if you move from there to here, and you have been telling how good that company is, then suddenly you say that, that company is no good, I'm moving to another company. How many of their downlines or how many of their business partners will actually follow them? That's one of the questions. Now, the other question is that you have been saying so many good things about this company, then why do you move?
Yes. And not only that, the likelihood of people who just build up under them, to build their business, to promote the company, is also affected. They have to start from all over again, which is why I always say that, this is when a leader hope around companies, they think that they are trying to win, because sometimes the company will give a very sweet offer for them to, to move. But then again, what will happen is that those people who are under you, they're making money from there, they are like, so you're asking to start all over again with you. Why? So unless you are a extremely great leader with extremely great, cash, you make their transitions, smooth. If not, most of the time it is very detrimental to their.
Yes, true. So that is why I would, when people telling me they are focusing a lot in terms of trying to pinch or recruit other people who are in the same industry but from another company, I would say that you seriously want to go into that first as your primary target market. If you say that it's a secondary target market, I can still understand. But if you put it as a primary target market, I'm a bit concerned. Why? Because if right now they can be with you, but tomorrow
it'll be with others.
Yeah, and if another company offer a much better offer, they would have just gone to the other side.
That's true.
Okay, what other market that you will also target? Which I would say that fresh market.
Yes, which is why we continuously R&D, create products, because at the end of the day, what's going to make your engagement with the new market easier is actually to gather new kind of things. Like for example, they consume certain things, and then we do and also to identify, like for example, this product exists in other market as well. Okay, nobody actually goes there. So we go and approach them and say, hey, you are doing this product. I have this product. Price, value better. You should consider us.
Do you have do you start them off, for example, at a certain group age which you think that's your priority? Or for example, one of the way in terms of how we can identify target market is in terms of gender, in terms of the age, in terms of the occupation, right, and all that. So do you have certain specific when it comes to that kind of demographic target market?
I'll say that we have a preference, for some obvious data reasons, because we studied our data and then we know that this target market usually have a higher success rate. Then again, I would not say that this is the go-to market, because let's put it this way. This is a market where you don't undermine anyone.
Very true.
In sales, the person that least likely you think can succeed sometimes will just impress you by their results, and which is the reason why our whole modus operandi is to treat everyone equally, to treat every interest equally with the passion, without any prejudice, and then give the best services ever.
Okay, good. Right, that is one. First thing when we talk about recruitment, to identify the right target market.
Correct.
First, right? So that will be the first one. Now, after you have identified the right target market, then you narrow down. You narrow down to those who you think can adapt or adopt faster.
That's true.
So this part is what we call as prospecting, which Jonathan has also brought up in terms of prospecting. So yes, that's prospecting. Now, how often your business partners or your network marketers will go out and continuously, how often do they prospect?
I think they do it all the time. They actually run Facebook ads and all these things, and then to get people to attracted to the product. After that, they will sell the product. They will follow up and say, hey, do you like the product? Then maybe you can also be our distributor. You make money from there. Because whenever that you start buying one product, in the system, we already consider you as a distributor.
Right, correct. Yep. So basically, identify the target market, then try and approach them and talk to them and see which person or who you think will adopt it faster.
Yes.
Okay. So let's go for a short break, and then when we come back, we will continue in terms of recruitment for Quadrant 3.
Be right back.
We are talking about recruitment.
Yes.
How do we recruit? All right. Okay. Now, next, in terms of recruitment, also, this one I believe applies to a lot of industry and especially to network marketers also. Yes, referrals.
Yes, that's the most important.
Let's talk about referrals.
I would say that most of my business are referrals. In fact, it's more than half of my businesses as well. And the referrals are the easiest to close as well, because most of the time it was referred by a very satisfied customer. Okay, then they know that we're doing good stuff. Then things that we want is what they are looking for. So when they bring them over, it's just a matter of how to manage their expectation and also to help the business to grow. It was very straightforward.
Yes, because Referrals is a very powerful technique because the moment someone were to refer the contact to you, I would say that very likely the person will join.
Yes.
Yeah. The only thing is that you need just to say a few things just to convince them, and basically they'll just sign up.
Yes. And this is a very wonderful thing as well. And then I think a lot of businesses, especially those one that are doing good products, they usually get a lot of referrals.
Oh yes, based on referrals, based on people to people connection, word of mouth, and it just spreads.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people who don't have referral should really review their businesses and also how they carry as a person, because usually normal adults, okay, about 30, especially 28 and above, okay, I would say that from that age onwards, they usually get most of the business from referrals.
Yeah, because you know why? Because at that time they have quite a number of contacts already.
Yes.
Yeah, their contacts, their friends, their relatives, or even their colleagues, their business network. They already have a certain number of people where they can actually use it as referrals. For younger generation, for those who are younger than that, they may not have that kind of business network as compared to the older one. So the older generation, especially right now, you talk about those in the 30s and above, no issue in terms of contact. They will in terms of their life, they will have stabilized.
Yes.
With the family and with their friends and all that.
Yeah, they have really found out that who they are and where they are going, what they're going to do. Yeah.
And more important also, they are committed to what they want to do, what they want to achieve, and what they want to do.
Yeah, because most of the time, these people of their age, usually they are already married, they have a family, so yeah, their life is on course. But then it will not be applicable for people who are still not, doesn't have who hasn't settled down yet.
I would say that the younger generation, the younger people in their 20s, where they are still trying to search around. But having said that also, I realized that, right? I realized that even the younger generation, some of them really know what they want. And even some of them were telling me that when I come out after my graduation, I wouldn't want to work for people. I want to do something for myself, right? Whether in whatever kind of industry, whatever kind of business, I really want to work something for myself rather than working for people.
Yes. And I actually encourage that, because when you're young, you should throw an error, because that's the age where you can throw an error without having any repercussion or because you don't really have much responsibility when you are young.
Do you have a program where you target this group of young people? Because this group of young people, they have the enthusiasm. The only thing that they don't have is they don't have capital.
This thing.
Because I understand some industry, what they will do is that they will get in this group of people, right? Although they don't have the capital, but because of their attitude, the right attitude, then they will provide the kind of necessary skills and knowledge for them to start off their business journey.
I think this is something that we are working on. And I know that a lot of insurance company does that. Okay. Then again, this is actually something that is not easy to scale down. I do have a small team that we still kind of do executing what you're saying, and we are seeing results. But we are not really doing a mass production here, because at the end of the day, we are looking at a very small percentage of people who really like to do sales and marketing. It's still on the minority, especially the younger generation nowadays are more and more introverts. Yeah, they see sales as I don't know how to put it this way. They actually look down upon salespeople.
I agree, yes. Because they feel that, right? Because with the technology that they have now, they don't really have to go out and sell. They can actually put themselves into a video. It need not be them also, right? They'll be using like a deep fake or something and just people talking. And yeah, it can be done.
Yeah.
Without them showing their face. But that's not what business is about. Business is about seeing you in actual person. And yeah, then we do business from there.
Yeah, and which is why that when we are doing something like that, we have to identify the right person as well, because this is actually not an easy venture, and retention is extremely difficult.
Yep.
Very, very, you need to spend serious money to retain. So which is why that, it comes back to when we identify, it's not that we don't want to train the person, but then you have to train the right person who has the right appetite.
Very true. Because one thing is that I understand out of 10 people that you get in, possibility of success could be 1, could be 2, or maybe none at all. Like practically throwing money down the drain.
Yes. So even the boss itself, because most of the time I think a lot of bosses, they do not have the fundamentals of sales. Yeah. I mean, let's put it this way. A lot of bosses today, okay, especially for the past 30 years, they are boss because they went through a generation of abundance. But now, in this generation, it's all about, do you have what it takes to solve the problem now?
Yes, correct.
So which is why those who is going to succeed today are those who really have the skills today. There's no more stupid money to make. Yeah.
The younger generation, they really need to do things differently, very differently from our generation, because
Yes.
Our generation will say that we don't have that much of a competition, right? But of course, during that era also, there were not that much of an opportunity as compared to now. So basically, I would say that, if you can get these new people in and see how committed they are, and through referrals, I believe that they can actually make a success out of it.
So ultimately, when it comes to recruiting and all these things, I actually tell them, be as genuine as possible. Be genuinely loving this product, be genuinely loving this business, be genuinely knowing that you're doing the right thing, and most likely you will get the best results.
Definitely. Wow, long discussion on referrals alone.
Yes. Yeah. Because people can actually know that you're a genuine person, okay? And you have to walk the talk as well. Like, for example, if you promise A, you have to do A. If you promise B, do B. Yeah. But all these simple things are what people usually fail.
Well, that's why the referrals will trust you.
Yeah.
If you don't do what you say, right, you
That's
don't
it.
keep to your promises, who wants to work together with you?
That's true.
Right, so let's go for a short break, and then when we come back, we are going to cover another 1 or 2 more techniques in recruitment, and after that, we will complete for Q3.
Be right back. And welcome back.
Yeah, so we've been talking about recruitment.
Yes.
How do you recruit? Because recruitment is the fundamental, is the lifeblood of network marketing. In any organization, no recruitment means no lifeline. And no lifeline means that companies can die off just like that.
Yes.
All right, so we have been talking about identifying the target market and how you need to identify it. Then in terms of prospecting also, right, where do you get the list of people so that you can contact them and you can share the benefits of your business with them. Of course, we talk about referrals also, and referral is a very fundamental thing in network marketing. And I believe that's where a lot of business network marketers, they recruit their downlines through referrals.
Yes. It's the bread and butter. In fact, what is network marketing is to refer to your own network.
Yes, correct. Because that's the fastest way to get people to come in.
Yeah.
Now, the other part is that what the company can actually do, or what the network marketer can actually do, is to use the sales funnel. A sales funnel, what do you mean by sales funnel? Sales funnel is, what it means is that they can post it on social media, for example, and the inquiries that they get from social media, whether it's from Facebook, from IG, from all these social medias, whatever contact they're getting is basically the sales funnel. You see, the idea is like this. As a person, if I were to go to physically and talk to 10 people, or even 100 people, how long a time will I take? But if I were to use social media and to reach 100 people, will the time that I take to reach 100 people physically and over on online, which one will be faster?
Online.
Definitely online. So this is what sales funnel is about. Sales funnel, those days when we don't have technology, we don't have social media, what we do is that to meet 100 people, we have to go knocking on doors.
Yes.
And that is very challenging, very, very challenging. Before you even start to open your mouth, people will throw you out.
Yes.
People ask you, no, I'm not interested. So it's very challenging. But right now, with technology where you can post your products on social media, you can post videos, you can talk about people who have used your product and they have gained something from your product and post it on social media. And every now and then you still get inquiries.
Yes, and I think this is very important, especially in social media, on telling people what you're doing and then why you do it, and then your own testimony as well. It's a bread and butter, but a lot of people don't realize that.
Yeah, so the thing is this, right? How many of the network marketers are actually using social medias, for example? Because social medias are free to use. So if we can train or we can highlight to the network marketers that, hey, you can actually post it, you have been using these products yourself and you have gained something from it, why don't you just post and let's see what kind of responses that you are getting.
In fact, a lot of times you don't really have to edit the video anymore, just ask AI to edit it.
You don't need to, because the raw videos are the best actually.
Yeah, in fact, there's actually a social study that if you do a video on a studio setting versus you take a phone and do selfie and then start talking, the one that is on the selfie and start talking usually gets more view.
Yes. So if we can educate the network marketers to actually use this technique and to focus on it and just share while they are walking, they are just shooting, or they are consuming the product and they are shooting, and yeah, I believe that they will get a lot of responses through sales funnel.
Yes. And in fact, it's not expensive to even run a Facebook ad as well. Yeah.
Everybody has a smartphone. Right? The only thing is that the question of what to record, and how to record.
And I think with the smartphone now, you don't really have to focus on the how, because just press the record button and that's it. I think a lot of times people have the problem of they want to be perfect, They want to start perfectly, just like, they want to start their body at the six-pack. But six-pack is a continuous process of discipline. Yeah. So, I always tell people, just do it.
Yeah. Wherever they are.
Yes.
Yeah, whichever, at whatever level that they are, just start it off. And for example, some people, they record their journey. Okay, right now I am in this state. This is my health situation at this moment. I'm going through on this program, and let's see what will happen to me in the next couple of months.
Yes.
And they actually record themselves, as they go through that journey. I find that is a very interesting way to share your journey, your health journey, from where you are now and from to the where you want to be. So yeah.
Yeah, because everyone loves a hero arc. So telling an inspiring story, especially what I see will be like, for example, I was 100 kg, then now I become 80 kg. This kind of story sells a lot.
Yeah, and not only that. So if they can post up these stories, when they post up, it doesn't have to be in long form, just a short form, couple of minutes kind of video. And as they document their journey, I believe that over the period, they will be getting quite a lot of inquiries that will come into them, asking them, hey, what are the products that you are consuming? How are you consuming the products? And what kind of effect that you gain, the positive effect, the side effect. So I believe that kind of inquiries will come in.
Yes, very true. And when you post the right video, and then especially you share your personal story, usually people are moved by your story, which is why we always say that the story sells, okay? Tell about, the before and after, how you feel a particular product, how you feel a particular business, okay? There's always a viral hook, okay? Always start the first 5 seconds of the video will actually decide. You always say that, do you know that before this, something like that, Because when you say, do you know that, okay, I want to know what you're going to say later on. So combined with some little things that help out, some techniques, then usually we'll get out. Just as like we go into Toastmasters, there are several techniques where we can use to improve our speech. There are several techniques that we can use, especially in videos, where we can use to actually gather their attention.
Very true. And the other part about using any of the content is, of course, personal experience, sharing personal experience. The other part is that when you want to build this sales funnel, it's also very important for companies and for the network marketers themselves to use testimony. Testimony not only about themselves, but also about the downlines or the customers whom they have actually used the product, and because of they have used the product, then it works for them. So and when it works for them, just record a testimony, and that testimony will actually help to generate more inquiries through the sales funnel.
Yes. I think this is the reason why that our sales are moving as well, because of the testimony that we have received. Then again, sometimes people are shy to record down.
Well, some companies, what they do is this. Some companies, what they do to encourage their customers to do the recording is do a testimony program. What is this testimony program? Meaning that you record a video, right? Then, of course, you get rewarded. Yeah, you get rewarded. And the most creative video will get something. So that's why they will do some of these programs to encourage their customers to do the testimony videos.
Very interesting. Yeah, we actually do that. Yeah, still, one thing, because sometimes the testimony is a little bit too personal. So
very true.
Yeah,
very true.
They don't want to share it.
Now the other part is that, which I find it also very powerful, is that ask them. Right, and especially those who have seen they have gone through a big improvement in their lives, just get them. We would like you to share so that more and more people can benefit from it. So if you were to say like that, more and more people will benefit from it. Yes, I believe that people will be able to accept that. So for every network marketers, just identify about a couple of people of their customers or their business partners, and get them to do the video recording, because everybody can share.
Yes, everyone has a story.
Everyone has a story to tell.
Yeah. And especially the most ordinary person, when they are always looking for the extraordinary story.
Oh yes. The most ordinary people will tell the most extraordinary stories.
Yes.
Yeah, and if we don't document all these stories, it's a waste.
Yes. And which is why that we continuously hold monthly meetings where we actually invite the top leaders, okay, those who has especially done the personal sales, then to share their alphas, And to be fair, even if after you share it, let's put it this way, you can't even replicate. Yeah, because their results are actually the product of many years of experience as well.
Yes, that is why I would love people to share their testimonies, because it's basically sharing testimony to me is like sharing experiences. Sometimes you fail, sometimes you succeed. So that's why whether you succeed or you fail, the stories will help us to learn a lesson.
Yes. And what's more to do, actually make a good story, like say for example, a good video. And then, you know what, let me tell you one thing. Anyone who wants to make a good video, they know where to find us, okay?
Yeah, and especially right now in any organization, if they can, I would strongly urge them to have a digital department.
Yes.
Yeah, where they will do all the recording, they will do all the shooting, all the recording, all the editing from this department, because creating the right content will help to generate more interest. Maybe because we don't know where the interest will come from. And not only that, we are not only focusing on just one area or one region. If the video can go viral, you can even go around the world.
Yes, true. Yeah. So, which is why I say, for every people who's doing business, internet is your friend, social media is your friend. Take your phone, start recording, say some stories, okay? Share something. And then, one thing, I always tell people, the best way to be better in life is to be happy, share your story, share your personal life, and all the good stuff will come to you. And you will never know, suddenly, because some people just say, oh, you're living a good life. I just want to be like you.
Exactly. I want to learn from you.
Yes.
And who knows from there, then suddenly they will just say, okay, I want to join you.
Yes. Yeah.
And that is the beginning of a beautiful journey together. Yeah, so yeah, it does happen. The least expected is to spread the good news around.
Yes.
And the best way to spread the good news around is to use
Social media.
social media. Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah. And I really strongly recommend people to use TikTok because that the impressions is very, very outstanding.
Yeah.
Yeah. You easily can get a lot of views and then people actually respond to you. Yeah. And then overall, I think it's a very good platform to actually reach out to people.
Oh, it is. I have been using TikTok since early last year, and I would say that now it has generated quite a lot of interest, right? And yeah, good engagement also over on TikTok.
Yes.
Right, so yeah, that is basically in terms of how we can actually do recruitment. And one of the other one is that one last one in terms of recruitment is that what I will call as opportunity events.
Yeah. We call it business opportunity event.
Business opportunity, yes. Some they call it business opportunity, where you will invite your friends, you invite your whoever to come and let's have a look at the opportunity. And if it works for you, yes, you can join. So this one I believe is very common.
Very common.
Right now, a lot of companies they are doing physical events. They are also doing online events. So either way, or even hybrid also, yes, it's an business opportunity events.
Yeah. And to be fair, I think right now, especially after COVID, the offline is the go-to thing. Yeah.
Is it much more offline than online now, or which one?
Yes.
Offline.
Yes. People actually are kind of fed up with online after COVID. Yeah. People want to feel the people. So that's why it comes back to if you're genuine and you're doing with your passion, people can feel it.
I remember those days because in my journey of understanding the industry, so I've gone to some this business opportunity events also. In this business opportunity events, they talk about the company, the products, and of course the benefit of why you want to join. Then after that, they will talk about the business opportunity, the plan. Then, of course, last but not least, they will also share in terms of the testimony. So basically, these are the different parts that they have in the business opportunity events, right? So just to tell people, right, this is how we run our business. So very interesting. That was where, from there, I learned in terms of how they structure it and then how we can actually apply it in terms of recruiting the right people for the industry.
Yes. And all in all, we actually add in some teams because, BOP, OPP can be boring. So we change certain speakers now and then. We spice it up. We talk about different teams.
Yes.
Those are the things that will keep people coming. And we always focus on what the customer would want, not about how good my product is, but how my product can solve your problems.
Yes, very true, right? So that is another approach in terms of how we can do recruitment.
Yes.
In fact, there are a lot of other ways in terms of how we can actually do recruitment, but these are the ways I would say that is very relevant to the network marketing industry.
Yeah.
Anything to add on to what I've just shared?
I think that's about it. Yeah. And this is in fact my favorite as well.
Your favorite recruitment, right?
Yes.
Yeah, this is a must do.
Yes, all the time. Yeah.
Right, so yes, that is for Quadrant 3.
Yes. I can't wait for Quadrant 4.
All right, so in that case, then yes, please follow and like our podcast. And also, if you have any questions or anything you'd like to add on, please remember to add on into the comment section.
Yeah. And then thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.